Welcome, everyone. This is the Hayek podcast. Today, we're here with guests from Washington State, and they are from Edmonds College. We just signed an agreement for partnership in our 2+2 program with Edmonds College, and we're very excited about it. And I'll introduce our guests. We're starting with Christy Lagruta. She's the Associate Dean of Workforce at Edmonds College. And we also have Dr. Singh, the President of Edmonds College, and Adrian Wagner, who's the trustee of and a board member of Edmonds College. So we'll make this an informal conversation, and I'll just start asking, and anyone can chip in and answer. Could you please tell us about Edmonds College, where you're located exactly, and what the college is about?
Yeah. Well, thank you first of all for hosting us today in Brasilia. It was wonderful to see your college and meet your employees and your colleagues. So thank you for that. So we are in Washington State and very close to Seattle, about 15 miles north of Seattle. And Edmonds College has been in existence since 1967. So it'll be our 60th year coming up very soon. So I say we offer a very comprehensive set of programs from pre-college, meaning it could be high school program, completion program, some basic adult education programs, all the way to baccalaureate degrees now, and everything in between, some short-term associate program, certificate program, to 2-year degree program, to 4-year program. And we work very closely with our industry partners in Seattle in that area. We have quite a few big companies in Seattle, as you know, Microsoft and Amazon and Boeing and Starbucks and so forth. So that's who we are. We serve about 17,000 students a year. That's annual unduplicated number. 17,000, yeah, 17.
That's a lot of students.
So it's a good size. And we have on-campus housing. We have on-campus childcare center for students who have children and they need to drop off their kids and take classes and come back, pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
So we have all those kinds of programs and facilities for our students to make them successful.
Very interesting. And so, Christy, a question for you. What is the city like?
Mm-hmm.
You're 50 miles, as I understand, from Seattle, right?
About 15 miles.
15 miles, so it's very close.
15 miles from Seattle. So I would say it's by bus to downtown Seattle. By public transportation, I would say it's about 30 minutes. Driving, it's maybe 15, 20 minutes. But I have to say, it's one of the most beautiful cities that I've ever been to. There's water, there's trees, it's very green there, super easy to get around, lots of places and lots of things to do. As I was mentioning earlier, there's a big outdoor scene. So there's hiking, there's, paddle boarding, there's boating, there's anything you can think of. It is really a beautiful place to be.
So there's a lot of nature there,
Lots of nature.
Understood, right?
Yeah.
And Adrian, I received a gift today that was a plaque with some whales on it.
Mm-hmm.
Is the whale a part of what you see in Washington State?
So the whales, there are actually whales. I have yet to see one in real life, but they are there, and I hear about them very often. In addition, there is a strong history with our indigenous population there, and their connection to the water and the land and the orca specifically has a lot of meaning and symbolism for them. And so the board that you're referring to, the charcuterie board, has a lot of art that represents just the region and all of the rich resources and valuable things that we love about it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so tell me more about the industry, right? You said there's Boeing and many different companies, Microsoft. What is it like for a student who wants to join the workforce and wants to get into one of those companies?
So broadly speaking, our region I would describe as at least 4 different industry clusters, starting with technology. That's where Microsoft and Amazon, I can say, is a technology company first, and then a service business, and so forth. And then you have the manufacturing, which is also advanced manufacturing, like Boeing, aerospace. So we call aerospace. Aero is, I would say, Boeing, and the space we have real space company, and that owned by the SpaceX and Blue Origin. Those both are in Seattle. So that's and we have a lot of biomedical, biotech, advanced manufacturing coming up in Seattle area. So that's the manufacturing, and then we have technology manufacturing, and then the third, I would say, real estate is also a big market in terms of construction and management and all of that. So did I miss, I think I'm missing something. So I said technology, manufacturing, healthcare. Healthcare, so that's true everywhere. Big hospitals and clinics, and so there's a lot of medical facilities that needs a lot of workforce in that area. So those 3 or 4 big industry clusters.
I'd say maritime is coming up there.
Maritime is also, so I was
manufacturing
counting as advanced manufacturing, part of that,
kind of
but
well
that's
built
another.
in there.
Maritime is what the
Water.
Water, yeah.
Ships and
Transportation.
boats and
Yeah.
right.
Do you actually have manufacturing of the ships and?
We do.
Yes, there's a large company who makes both, but a lot of things for people to maintenance and other things that are required. So that's another, but that's part of advanced manufacturing
larger
cluster I
manufacturing.
was talking about. So.
Fantastic. And so I see there's a lot of engineering demand there, right,
Mhm.
in the campus. And what are some of the programs that Edmonds offer, which are the ones that are most prominent there for the students?
Chris, do you want to talk
I
about
would say, we have the traditional transfer degrees, right? The first 2 years in general engineering and any type of engineering, you can think chemical engineering, electrical engineering, all of those, which students would transfer elsewhere. And then within the other side, what we call Prof Tech or professional technical education, we do have an engineering technology department.
Mm-hmm.
And within that department, we have a material science program where students learn about composites and building those pieces, again, for the manufacturing area and aerospace. And then we also have a baccalaureate degree in advanced manufacturing and materials, and that brings together some of the things that students learn in the first 2 years and then adds to that. And with that program, it really allows students to move up the ranks. And so if they start, say, on the manufacturing floor, if they did that program, they'd be able to go into like a managerial position and really run a plant if they chose to. And I feel like a lot of our programs do that same thing, right? They get you started, and then they have the ability to come back and increase their education to continually move up the ladder in their chosen field of study.
So to add to that, U.S., as you know, that we have 2+2 system. That means people want to get their basic education first. We call Gen Ed, general education, and then go to university that they want to go. So many people come to us for the first 2 year of foundation, those courses, foundational courses, and then they go anywhere they want.
Mm-hmm.
Or they can stay with us and finish our 4-year degrees. And then the second is we call workforce program, which is you get your 2-year degree and you start a job, like nursing, cybersecurity, a number of jobs that just require 2-year degrees to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Those are we call strictly workforce program.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have transfer 2+2 program. And then there's some people coming just for upskilling. They already have a degrees from somewhere, and they just want to upskill or reskill so they can stay competitive in the job market.
I like how you mentioned the 2+2 model, which is also the model that we are doing at Hayek. And sometimes people have a hard time understanding this model coming here from Brazil because it's not something that's typical for Brazil. So why don't you explain to us a little more how the 2+2 works, just the nuts and bolts really of the 2+2 and the whole general education idea and how that works.
So U.S. system is based on that liberal arts foundation. That means everybody need to have some general education like psychology, history, and English, those kind of courses. And that's where we think we build your critical thinking, problem-solving skill. So you get your 2-year foundation, and then you build on your 4-year technical degree. So if you want to become an engineer or anything, you have to have same first 2-year, more or less, courses. Only difference is science may take a few more math courses, business might take a stat or different kinds of courses. But the first 2 years is pretty much common in the U.S.
Do you have to choose a major from the beginning?
No, you don't. It's amazing. U.S. you don't. You can choose any time. You can change any
You can
time.
change any
Change your
time.
career anytime.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And I'm originally from India. I was stuck with my career from grade 10. I was locked into that. I could not change it. Then I came to U.S. I thought, oh my God, this is the best country in the world. I can
Right.
change my career. I can change my program anytime. So flexible. So again, 2 plus 2. So 2 year build your foundation. And then you third and fourth year, you area of specialization, like engineering or pharmacy, anything you want to do. And so that's what we do. That's why the 2 plus 2, because 2 year from anywhere makes sense, and then 2 year from anywhere makes sense. So you're not locked into anything from day one after your high school.
Exactly. So just to complement that, that's exactly the model that we brought to Hayek here in Brazil, which is the American model for doing this 2 plus 2, giving the flexibility for the students to choose what they want to do from the third year, right? They don't need to know exactly what they want, because nobody knows what they
Right.
want, from
The job may not exist yet.
Right.
And the job may
Yeah.
not even exist.
Yeah.
Or sometimes the students just don't know. I don't know if I want to be do computer science or business or accounting, whatever. And it's very common at this age. Like India, like you said, in Brazil it's the same thing. Most other universities, you have to choose your major from the first year, and if you change it, after a while you have to start all over again in a different major. So, giving this flexibility is very good for the students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to complement with anything, Adrian?
No, I think what I love about Edmonds College, I've been a board member since 2019, and there's constantly evaluation and understanding of what does the workforce demand right now? What are the up-and-coming careers that we don't yet have training for? And it moves toward the future rather than just doing something because that's how it's always been done. And I think there are many students that what we might deem as non-traditional and that find themselves in a pathway because they were in a career that they loved and then no longer love it and they want to go back and do something different, or they were a high school student who maybe the style of teaching didn't always fit the right way, and we are able to come up with lots of flexible models, some hybrid, some what they call high flex, where it's both happening in a classroom and you can join online, and there's many different ways to access the educational system at Edmonds College specifically and other colleges like ours.
Cool. And why is it interesting for you to do a partnership with a school in Brazil like us?
Well, thank you for asking. It's a good question. We are, well, first of all, at a higher level, we live in a global society, global economy. We all interconnected, and we will be more and more interconnected in some way. So it's so important for all of us, including our students, to understand how this economy works, how this cultures are different in different countries and so forth. So the more we understand, the more productive citizen we can become of any country. So that's the high level thing. And partnering with a school, college like you, which I think you have a similar vision, forward looking, and you want to make sure your students are well versed in all kinds of things, not just a business, but culture and language and so forth. Understand how this, even no matter where you work. I mean, even you work locally here, Seattle, you're dealing with your colleagues from all over the world. It's no more a town that you only have colleagues locally or different office in the same town. It's not true anymore. We all know this. Our customers are global. Our employees are global. Our system is global.
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense to have this kind of partnership. For what? For more opportunity for our students. So I call a win-win partnership.
So you see a lot of value just on getting students from different places of the world so that they can have more interactions and intercultural competencies, right? It's the same thing that we view here, and the more we can get exposure to international coaches, the better they're going to be prepared for this globalized world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As you said. And what are your thoughts on Brazil so far? So it's your first time visiting South America. What are your thoughts in Brazil?
The people are so warm and friendly,
Mm-hmm.
and the food is phenomenal. We've had a delicious time in the
Mhm.
last couple of days we've been here,
Yeah.
but mostly just the generosity and the congeniality of the people has been very
Yeah.
noticeable and pleasant to be around. I feel very welcomed here.
Right. Yeah. For me, it's the food. The food has been delicious, and even like the fresh juices, right? Like that has been delicious. Like you said, it's been a delicious trip so far. And the greenery. I think I mentioned this earlier. Just there's plants, and it's very green here. It's a beautiful country. So.
And what can international students expect when coming into Edmonds?
They can experience, okay, so of course we are also very diverse. We have students, of course, locally, but then also from 55 plus countries. Our curriculum is very diverse, and we have all kinds of programs. They can get to experience the education, the technical skill, but also the people side, to interact with so many people locally on campus in our city. So they will learn both about the programs, but also the outside program, the local culture, local language, and so forth. So they will be exposed to a lot of different things on our campus and outside our campus. Very rich, diverse culture.
You have 55 different countries represented in your student body.
Yes.
Coming from, so that's amazing. That's already a big international community that you have there.
And a very active kind of department that's in charge of that, and there's a multicultural center. There are lots of clubs, activities in the living communities where we have the on-campus housing. They're doing things all the time. I get to watch and follow them on social media. I think they went bowling a couple weeks ago. There's always something happening. There's no shortage if you want to do things and you want to have fun and you want to learn at the same time and work with other people across different cultures. There's the only excuse to do that would be you not wanting to do that.
So
it's there.
This club thing is something more unique to United States than what is typically done here. We have some sort of student involvement, but it's not as prevalent as it is over there. And could you give me examples of what types of clubs you would have at Edmonds and what people can expect when they join the club?
Christy can answer, but let me give you the bigger picture first. So why club? So, we in the U.S. strongly believe that more involved you are on campus, more likely you are to persist and be successful. So club is one way to get you involved. And of course, second thing is about leadership. It's not only what you learn in the classroom is important, what you learn outside about the leadership and people's skill and so forth. This club gives you two things. Stay you engaged on the campus and so hopefully successful. And the second is to more leadership skills in that program. So Christy can talk about some clubs.
Yeah, I think, some of the clubs, every single club has a faculty sponsor. So faculty is leading the clubs. And I would say some of the clubs that I've seen on campus, we have a rocketry club. A rocketry club.
Rocketry. Actual rockets.
Yeah, actual rockets that they get
rockets.
to build and put up in the air. We also have a robotics club. I got to tour their little space, and the students were they're so engaged in building their robots and making them do a variety of tasks for them. And then more recently, we have a drone club.
A drone club?
Yeah.
Do they actually do the drones?
They fly the drones, yeah.
Wow.
Right. So, like I said, a variety of clubs. And if a student wants to start a club on campus, they just have to find the faculty to sponsor it, and then they can start any kind of club that they really want.
How does that work? What does it mean for a faculty to sponsor a club? What type of support is the club receive?
Making sure that when the students meet, the faculty is there, maybe help guiding them on some of their projects that they do, but really just being there as a support for students when they choose to do something. I know I can't remember when this was, our drone club, they had heard about an activity happening in another state. And so their advisor really talked to folks across campus, and they ended up taking a few students over to this activity where they just learn more about what that particular state is doing with drones, and then the possibilities that they can bring it back to our campus and then implement some of those things. So it's really to support the campus or support the students in what they kind of see and what they want to do with their club.
And rocketry club, they actually fly the rocket.
Yeah.
Actually, they make build a rocket and they fly it.
How does that work? so
So
Did they
How
make
do
it-
rockets work?
Like smaller,
or-
like a smaller rockets, right?
smaller
So
rocket,
they're-
like I've seen
Like a
maybe
model,
6,
yeah.
8 feet tall too, and
Yeah.
they learn to build it with their faculty help. And this is an engineering program,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then they
So
take
they have
it.
to work out all the physics and
Exactly, and then they take
Yeah.
it somewhere, cannot fly on campus because it's risky,
You
some
wanna
remote
fly.
area, and then they fly.
In a field, yeah.
Yeah, and they fly pretty high actually.
So you have the expression, this is not rocket science. Well, you are actually doing
But it
rocket
could be.
science
It could be.
at Edmonds.
yeah.
And I think that's one of the exciting things that I've seen at Edmonds is the involvement of the students
Yeah.
and then the support that they get not only from faculty but from staff. And some of our staff have been there for a while, and that is some of the feedback that I get and that I've heard is that just everybody on campus is supportive and helpful, and we all student first, so we all want to see students succeed and get into careers that they love.
And how does the funding work of these clubs? Is there funding on?
Yes. So in Washington, we charge a fee, smaller fee, to our students, and then that fee funds the clubs. So they get seed money from that club, and if they want more money, I mean, they can. Sometimes they do fundraising, but it's funded by their fee that they pay themselves to the college.
Great. So there is also financial support to some of these
Yes,
clubs,
absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
depending on what they do. Fantastic. And tell me about. So we were talking about this earlier about the whole AI movement, right? Where the world is changing a lot. Everything is becoming more and more AI driven, and Edmonds is in front of this, changing the curriculum and everything. Could you tell me about what you're doing there with AI?
Yes. So thank you for asking. AI been in place for a long time, right? We knew that, but like Amazon, when you go buy something, Amazon says, okay, why don't you buy also this? So this has been in place for a long time, but different things. Your security alarm clock, security camera in your home. But since this generative AI was created on ChatGPT and things like that, that now everybody, it's a whole different game now. And so people are predicting, everybody expert, that this is one of the biggest change that this world has ever seen. This is as important as when electric was created or things like that. So it's a pretty big thing. There are some good things, and there are always some downside to any new technology, but there are a lot of upside potential. And thing is, if we don't keep up with this, then we're gonna left too behind. People say, they're saying that you have to slow down sometime to speed up. I say for AI, you have to speed up to speed up. There is no slowing down. There is no, if you slow down for 6 months, you will be years and years behind. So this is important so let's talk about our students. Why it's important? So survey after survey after survey from employers telling us that they would rather hire somebody with AI skill, basic AI skill, and not much other experience than somebody who has 20 plus experience but no AI skill. So an employer wants to have some basic AI skills so he can be more productive.
This is actually data from the employers.
Employers, yes.
Yeah.
It's a national survey.
National survey.
National survey, yes, of employers. So we know that this skill is important. AI skill is important. So we didn't want to be left behind for our students. So we established a Edmonds College Center for AI and Data Science on our campus about year and a half, 2 years ago. And so it's our approach is comprehensive. We want to make sure the faculty have the tool for AI. Our students have the right programs in terms of courses, in terms of degrees, and also our employee also need to be more productive with AI tool. And then the fourth one is engaging our community. We don't want them to be left behind, so we offer some open classes for our community to come and learn a few things. So it's it's a comprehensive approach to AI, but I would say it's just beginning to scratch the surface.
Right.
You have to stay with it and keep working on it, because all the things will change tomorrow than what you see today.
It has already changed. and it's going
changing
to change so much
continuously.
more.
Right.
Right. And so just tell me more about that. Do you have actually AI courses within your curriculum? Is it, for example, in the syllabus of some of the professors, or how exactly are you including the AI in?
So again, that approach is we're trying to do everything for everyone. It's not just people in technical program, computer science can have the AI knowledge, but everybody needs to have the skill. So we have a elective course called AI for Everyone that anybody can take from any program. Then we are embedding some of the AI skill in our one basic course that everybody is supposed to take as a new student. So that's you learning AI there, everyone. And then we have program-specific AI courses like in advanced manufacturing, computer science, where we are a course that will more teach about AI and how that AI connects to the what they're learning in the programs.
So there are elective courses, but there are also courses in the core curriculum that everyone has to take.
Yes.
And
courses in the program itself. Those are advanced technology,
Advanced
manufacturing engineering grant programs.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Did I answer everything, Krista?
Yeah, and even within our applications development, when a new faculty came in, he looked over a curriculum, and then now he's adding like machine learning to it, as well as our computer science bachelor's degree. And it's, again, we kind of slowly change our programs to meet industry demand. So as we're seeing more AI come in, we're adding that to our curriculum. And then the other big one that we're really looking at that's going to span all of our bachelor's program is an ethics in AI class. And so we're going to really implement that across all of our bachelor's programs. So students are getting that from a wider perspective, and not just for their particular program, but a wider perspective of the implications of using AI in particular situations.
And Christy, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the 4-year degree now, which we are partnering with you, Hayek College, there's a capstone course, a project where they're actually building a bot, a chat bot. They in computer science or this, I think
it's in computer science.
Computer science program, but there's between those two programs, they're doing some AI kind of project as a capstone project.
The other thing that we do with a lot of our bachelor's programs is all of the programs have what we call a practicum or a capstone. So they're working on larger real life projects. And a couple of our programs, the robotics and AI program, as well as the AMET program, the advanced manufacturing and engineering technology program, is when the students get to that capstone, they're going to start partnering across programs so that it becomes more interdisciplinary, and they're working on teams that they're going to actually see in real life, right? And so they're going to get that hands-on experience that we really value at Edmonds, because we want students to be prepared for any situation that they're getting into.
And the idea behind is that the world is getting more complex. Problems are much more complex. There's nothing that you can alone solve any problem. So you have to work across the campus, across departments to solve any problem. That's why this approach of different departments, different programs, collaborating and then trying to solve a problem or build something.
And that's amazing, because you often see in companies how companies sometimes departmentalized, and each department is doing their own thing, and they have a hard time, doing, like, someone is in marketing, others in accounting, and they don't talk to each other or complement. And the skills that we need sometimes in staff, oftentimes, most of the times, is people who can actually do interdisciplinary work and understand the work of each other and working in teams.
Those knowledge and skill transcend any one department. So you have to be interdepartmental approach to make it work.
Right. And if you can get those students prepared already from the college level to work in teams like that, is the best experience.
And even before they're in college, we have partnerships with our local school districts before higher education. I was recently at a presentation from the Dean of Students that is in charge of all the STEM and AI things. She was talking about what Edmonds College was doing in their AI for Everyone course, and there were people in the audience from a local school district that said, could our teaching and faculty staff come and learn what your faculty are learning about this, because some are shying away from it and telling, like, using kind of a prohibition approach to don't do this, students, don't, and all of those students are then going to be disadvantaged when they get to colleges that are excited about it and implementing it within their classroom. So trying to move things upstream so that our student, even incoming students who have not yet applied, are ready to be able to run with their classmates in this field, and that's just now developing. So I love the community aspect of what we do, and partnering both with industry as well as other educational opportunities and the kind of the pipelines that feed our student base, and even retooling or retraining for employers that are there. How do we make it so that they can people don't have to leave a company to get ahead. They can stay within their company, grow and develop the skills that they need that are changing, and come back a more kind of fortified version of themselves with the tools that they've gotten received at Edmonds College.
It seems like Edmonds has a very practical methodology, right? Really getting ready the students ready for the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we sure do, and that's the beauty of our education. You have to be connected with the real world, because that's where you're gonna end up. Our ultimate customer is our employers, those who hire our students. So we have to keep them in mind. And I would say that, and our job is to add value to our stakeholders, and the value you add based on how they define the value. So if employer needs certain skills, it's our job to make sure we're giving those skills in our programs, in our courses. So as long as we keep adding value, we're going to stay relevant. So our vision is to stay relevant, and that's how you do it.
Fantastic. And I mean, you're ahead of the curve, because we see a lot of criticism nowadays of universities, that universities have become aparted from the job market, right? They're teaching skills sometimes that are not necessarily applicable to the job market, but we don't see that at Edmonds. Edmonds is really looking for real-world job market skills, right?
Yeah, thank you.
And I would
I'll
say,
buy you a cup of coffee. And
I was going to say, that I think a lot of that change came with Dr. Singh coming to campus.
Oh, yeah?
Because even coming to campus, like, you changed my job title and my work a little bit, because I do a lot of the labor market research for campus and building programs to make sure that, again, the students have the skills that they need when they go out into the workforce. And a lot of our labor market data is posted on the website, so students can see it from the beginning and see what they're getting into. And then we have another tool that students can go in and say, well, this is what I'm interested in, and then it'll tell them what programs they might be potentially, might be a potential for them to go through. And so we are really focused on getting students where they need to go, but providing the programs that our employers can.
thank you, Christy. But we have a great team, right?
We do.
Yeah. So thank you for the compliment. It's our great team, our board, everybody else that leading, pulling together for the benefit of our students. So thank you. I think I'm fortunate to have a great team.
It's great to see the fantastic work you're doing. Can we get Marta on the
Yes.
the table now? So Marta she has been at Edmonds for a long time already, right? And I wanted to get the perspective from also an alumni now.
Oh my goodness. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Welcome to the table, Marta. Marta,
you.
would you please introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hello, Brazil. My name is Marta Acosta Peters, and I'm the Director of International Marketing and Contracts for Edmonds College.
So Marta, tell us about your experience at Edmonds. You're also an alumni, right? You were a student at Edmonds
I was
a long
a
time
student
ago.
at Edmonds. I love my school. I always say I can never get enough. I've been with Edmonds for 40 years. I come from Mexico. I went to Edmonds College as an international student in the intensive English language program. So I learned English at Edmonds, and I stayed for my 2-year degree. Then I transferred to university. It's been a great, great journey. My whole family has gone through Edmonds. My husband is an Edmonds alum. My sons went to Edmonds. My oldest son works, actually. Christy is the boss of my my oldest son. So, I mean, I'm not joking. I think what I found at Edmonds as an international student, it wasn't, great professors. Classroom size is perfect, 20, 25 students maximum, affordable tuition, all of the great things that we know about two-year college. But it's just feeling that you belong there. The people really care for you.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted you to be there, that they welcome you, that they helped you every step of the way. And that I think you can buy that. You can really say that without feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the secret overall across the campus. I think everybody who works at Edmonds, I think they do it because they care about students. We make the student the center of our jobs.
So it's really a student-centered
Absolutely. Yes.
college.
And we now become 4-year college. So
Yes,
when Martha
yes.
went, it was 2 years, now you're a
2-year
four-year
college, not
yes.
a 4-year college. So we keep, like Dr. Singh says, keep adding value to and I'm still getting used to it, saying 4-year college.
So it's
But
good.
yes.
It's good mentioning that because that's our partnership, right? That
Yes,
here at Hayek,
correct.
where you have the 2 years here in Brasilia, and then
Yes.
students would be able to transfer and
Exactly.
finish
Yeah.
at Edmonds.
Yes.
If you were to give a message to the parents or students watching us right now, and maybe they haven't heard about such a 2+2 program before, maybe they have thought of studying in the United States, but are considering other options here also in Brazil. Why should someone consider a program like us with 2 years at Hayek and 2 years at Edmonds?
Good.
For me?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
anybody, you can go.
Well, I think it's, coming from your own country, regardless of where you are coming from, to transition into the American education system, I think coming through a smaller school, like a 2-year school or Edmonds College, compared to a university with 50,000 people, that transition becomes a lot easier on the student. Because you have to, not just the language and the culture, but also classroom culture. There are so many, your learning curve is very steep, right?
Mhm.
But you do it in such a caring, small environment, because again, classroom size, 20, 25 students. The professor knows your name. They know you. They can help you with recommendation letters for universities. They can help you with, you want to get a job on campus. Small class size, making friends with American students, which is a goal of, many international students. For parents, the fact that our college, for example, we have all of the services are part of the college, from housing. Many schools have private companies that they contract out for housing. This is all Edmonds College. Our language program, our housing. So if a student is not doing well in the class or not doing well with homestay or dormitory, or we all know everything, the communication is fast. We can act quickly, reach out to the student, talk to the student, give the tools, because we have free advising, writing center. There are so many options where sometimes students may not know what they have to be successful, or they're shy. Oh no, they're not going to help me. My English is not good. We're helping every step of the way. And as a parent, you want to know that when you send your child overseas, somebody's going to take care of them. And who can you talk? Who are you able to talk to? Our office, the Office of International Programs, we organize a new student orientation every 3 months. But at the same time, we have a parent orientation. So we welcome the parents to sit down, go through a campus tour. We show them a presentation of who's responsible for what. At the college, they go home with a USB full of names, photos. So that confidence of if I have a question about my kid, I know who I can talk to. So I will say the services that students get and the parents, even if the parents are overseas, we're responsive to parents as well. So I think that's what I would recommend the parents.
So those are great points, especially for that the Brazilian families who are very concerned about how
Yes.
their kids are going to be supported in a different country. So it shows that Edmonds gives a lot of student support,
Yes.
right, to
Yes.
international students.
Can I add one thing? So our
Please.
international division, where Martha is a part of, many of the employees have come from somewhere.
Yes.
So either as a student like Martha, or they immigrate to U.S., so they understand the importance of somebody as an immigrant, what they're feeling. And so, and myself, I came from India as a student on an F1 visa, so I also understand. But more importantly, the team, and not just their team, everybody on campus, we are so sensitive to different
Yes.
cultures and different needs. So I think the whole campus comes together
Yes.
when trying to help somebody be successful. But especially our international department is very caring, well organized, and their staff are well qualified, been there for a long time, and they do take good care of our students.
I think international programs, I agree with Dr. Singh, everybody across the institution. And I think international education has been in our DNA for a long time. In 1971, we were able to, federal government needs to allow you to issue that I-20 for a visa. So 1971 is when we started our international program. So it's a long time so you have a chance to change, evolve with every new generation. I mean, I've been there for 40 years, so I feel like you adapt. You must adapt, because you're serving a new group of students. They culturally are changing, they socially are changing. Parents would always be parents. We would always take care of our parents. But it's the students that they lead you to, okay, now we want these kinds of activities. Now we want to do this. And okay, we can do that. We can do virtual reality gaming,
Right.
Which I leave that to the young people that run the activities in my office, because I can, do other things. But you hear from the students what makes them happy, what they want to do. So we shape our activities based on, their interest. We keep them really involved. We not everybody's a sports fan, which is great. We can go do, we tell them, that Nutcracker is coming, there is Christmas time, or there's a choral, or there are museums, so there are concerts, and Canada is only 2 hours away from us, Vancouver, so a lot of students want to experience another country. We help them with a visa to Canada, give them with application. So it really is listening to the student and trying to, give them the best experience they can have while they're at Edmonds, because, we're stepping stone to university.
Right.
Our goal is to expand, and under Dr. Singh's leadership, we are growing in the bachelor's program. So our goal is to retain more students to stay in our bachelor's. So
And also receive students from Brazil.
of course,
To your
that's
bachelor's
definitely.
And by the way, I just want to say that we met some of your students today. I mean, they were just amazing. I mean, the kind of questions they were asking, their curiosity, and we were just, wow, we were so glad to meet them today. And so congratulations for what you have created
Oh,
at
thank
your
you.
college and for your program. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations to our students who are hearing us right now.
Yes.
You definitely made some good impressions, and I'm glad that you received well our guests today. Could we recall an interesting question that we received from the students today? Anyone remember any question?
I received a question from a wonderful student who said about the Seattle blues. Do we get sad with the weather?
What is Seattle blues? Could you explain that?
Well, according to the myth, because it's not, yes, we have rain in the winter, but it's not torrential rain. It's not like the sky is falling. We have so many words for rain in Seattle. The drizzle, the light showers, it all means a little bit of water coming from the sky.
Yeah.
A different,
For a long
intensity.
time.
Yes. But the skies turn, they're gray in the winter. It goes dark like at 4:30, 5 p.m. So a lot of people, because of the lack of sun, it's a natural phenomenon in your body. You're not getting the vitamins that you need, so you don't have a lot of energy. For some people, it turns into depression. But it's not like everybody walks around depressed. And it's not a zombie town.
Right.
A lot of people, you still walk your dog, you still go for runs and jogs in the morning.
So you're talking about winter, just
I guess
a month or
Yes.
two. So you're not talking about all the year round.
Exactly.
So just to be sure, yeah.
So it's a cultural shock for
Yeah,
people
yeah.
coming
Yes.
from Brazil,
Yes. And that's
going
what
to a cold
yeah.
place, right? You're in the border of Canada, so you're getting a lot of cold in the winter.
But normally it's a very good weather. It's
great.
it's not extreme hot, not extreme cold. I mean, it's beautiful weather for the most of the year. I heard one question was about tuition, and we gave the answer, but $11,000 a year, and they were pleasantly surprised that how reasonable our tuition is compared
Right.
to normal other universities in the U.S. So that was one question. They were very, very happy to hear that number.
So we're talking here about $11,000 a year on tuition, and it's a subsidized tuition because of the state, right?
Right.
It's a state college,
Right.
and it's a very reasonable price for a U.S. Education, which generally is much more expensive than
Right.
that on average.
Right.
And this is for international students. Right? This is not even
Correct.
for in-state
Yeah.
tuition.
No, yeah, it's for international. Yeah.
So people looking for an affordable and great university, as we have talked about here, all the opportunities that we have, and for looking for real world experience,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
and job market.
Very
Edmonds.
hands-on learning, great quality of education with very affordable price.
With very
Yes.
affordable price.
Yes.
So it's the best of both worlds that we can look for.
At best value you can get.
Best value you can
High
get.
quality, low price. That's what we all want, don't we?
Right. What else can we say here? I wanted to ask another question here, Dr. Singh. When you were talking about you were a student in an F1 visa at in the United States, and taking a step back here, why should someone from a different country? So India, in some ways, has a culture which is similar to Brazil, which people tend to. It's a unique country, right? You have your own culture. You speak your own language, and it's a big country, much bigger. It's like 5 times the size of the population of Brazil. But still, we have Brazil with some similarities there, where people tend to want to stay here, and parents are sometimes, for the most part, looking for the traditional universities here in Brazil. Why should someone consider studying abroad in a place like United States?
Yeah. In this day and age, having some kind of global education, global experience is a big, big plus. So because we all know that we live in a society and economy which is so well connected. So, and the U.S. has a very, very high, very good quality higher education, no matter where you go. I mean, when you come to Edmonds College, you go somewhere else, you're going to get a very good higher education and a lot of good technology you're going to learn along the way, and your subject matter and some good experience, internship. So it prepares you pretty well for the job market. And again, global perspective, having the U.S. with the best available technology possible and education possible. So you have so much opportunity to have that exposure to an education like U.S. Of course, every country has good education, but I'm somewhat biased because I came from India, and I came a long time ago. That time India did not. Even India right now, if you want to go to good school, you cannot, because there's a huge population and not enough good school.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have as many options. In the U.S., if you want to study in the U.S., here's the good thing. You will find a college somewhere. They're not happy to Ivy League or something, very expensive school, great school, but you will find a good school to study at an affordable price if you look for one. So there's opportunity for everyone to study in the U.S. for a great education.
And Edmonds is a great opportunity.
Of course, yes.
For people
great
who
opportunity,
want to
yes.
study there.
Yeah.
And now you have the option, if you're in Brasilia and listening to this podcast, you have the option of starting here in Brasilia.
Absolutely.
So if you're a parent watching us or a student watching us, you don't need to go straight to the United States right in the beginning. You can stay 2 years here, study your whole curriculum with us, and then transfer to a university like Edmonds and finish your degree in a world-class higher education institution.
Yeah. I want to clarify one thing, though. When we said tuition 11,000, that's for the first 2 year. The third and fourth year tuition is somewhat higher.
A little bit
So
higher.
it'll be higher. So more like, I would say 15 or 16,
Yeah,
16.
16.
It's a little bit higher. So
Yeah.
so because of baccalaureate program, but still much less than
Much less.
bigger universities.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
still a very affordable price when you compare to other institutions.
And I think, as an international student, again, having the opportunity to work at the completion of your bachelor's degree, you can work 1 year in the U.S., but if you graduate from a STEM program, science, technology, engineering, or math, you can work 3 years. And so you come back home with a solid resume, work experience, making you a lot more marketable here or anywhere.
And the wages in Seattle are also higher than
Yes.
usual.
Yeah, minimum wage is $16 plus per hour for any minimum any job. So they can work on campus if they can find something. Normally there are opportunities, and you can make $16.30 per hour, and you can work up to 19 hours as per the immigration rule.
Correct.
So there's opportunity to get experience, earn some money, and have some fun.
So the minimum wage is $16 an hour.
$16.
$16.35 or 38
Yes,
cents an
So that
hour.
means that's the minimum. You can also get higher salaries than
Yes.
that.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
minimum.
Correct.
That's by law. You
Correct.
have to pay that much to any
Yes.
employee.
That's a very high salary for our standards already.
Yeah.
For a starting salary, that's amazing.
We
Yes.
can have you in the summers if you want.
I would love to get a part-time job there during the summer.
So when your students come, we'll we'll find jobs for them.
Yeah. So we're closing in already in the time that we had for the podcast, and I just wanted to open for you guys to give final remarks, and we can start with Christy for final remarks.
Oh gosh, final remarks. I'm so excited about this partnership. I know we've been working on it for a really long time, and I'm really excited to see where it's going to go. And again, if the students that we met today, having them come to our campus, I think would be fantastic, just to add to our own individual culture. And I kept, throughout the whole time we were talking, sense of community just kept coming to my head, to my mind, right? Is that we provide a sense of community for people, for students and our staff all together. So I think that's what this reminded me of, is just the community on our campus.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Christy. Marta?
I am with Christy. Christy and I have been working on this partnership for a long time, and we're really excited that we're here, that it's a dream come true. And the next step is to welcome your students. And, we really have great things prepared for them when they arrive, when they stay with us. Great experience. It's going to be good for their future. So looking forward to working with you and your team, fostering the partnership.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, again, thank you so much for the opportunity. We are really excited about this partnership because our vision is kind of similar, right? And I love to say to my campus, if you don't create dust, you eat dust. and Edmonds College will create dust, and along with your partnership, will create more dust. And also I love to say that we don't select winners, because those who have high grades and high score, they can go anywhere and be successful. So we don't select winner, we create winners. That means we can accept anyone and give you the high quality education and make you successful. That's what we do. Create winner every day.
We create winners every day who create dust.
Yes, there you go. You got that.
That's a great slogan, a great way to finish. So thank you everyone for watching us today. We're here also from Hayek. We're very excited about this partnership with Edmonds College. It's a great addition to what we're doing, and we're very excited for the possibility of having students over and becoming a winner and creating some dust in Washington at Edmonds College. And we're looking forward to making this a great opportunity for many people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching us today.